The final option for dealing with resource over allocations is effectively to allow Microsoft Project to do it. So instead of us trying to manage some kind of overtime system or change our resources around, perhaps this is how we want it to be, but we need to lose that over allocation and we can just ask Microsoft Project to what's called level the resource. Now, leveling effectively involves bumping tasks about so that resources aren't over allocated. So you could do it manually, but it's a lot easier to let Microsoft Project do it. So how do we level resources? Well, we can do it on a resource by resource basis, or we can do it on a task by task basis, or we can just say level the entire project, please. How we do that is we go to the resource menu, and you see here the option for level resource or level all. So you can do it from within here, within the Gantt chart, or you can go to the resource sheet. If I do it from within here and select remove old units, it will level any over allocation that has occurred here. So that will be the project manager in our case. So if I choose level resource, it says who am I leveling? The joiner and the project manager, because they're the people assigned to this particular task. Let's go with that, level now. This over allocation cannot be resolved. Joiner is assigned more than resources maximum unit. So it can't resolve the joiner. We did that with overtime though. So that's fine. Skip that one, please. But it has resolved the over allocation of our project manager. Now, if you want to know what it's done in order to resolve that over allocation, you can see by looking at the Gantt chart, what it's really done is it's moved this task to be after remove old units. Now, there is a specific Gantt chart that you can use to have a look at any leveling that's taken place. So we go back to the task ribbon, Gantt chart, more views, and here's our option, leveling Gantt, and then apply to see that. We get our tasks here on the left, just as previously. We get the Gantt chart on the right, but we get slightly different columns. We still see duration, start and finish, but we have here a leveling delay. And you can see there's the leveling delay. 2 E days have been added. So 2 elapsed days, so that's regardless of any working time, to push that task further ahead. Now, to bring the Gantt chart into view, we know how to do that. Right click, scroll to task, and we can see in there the Gantt chart looks slightly differently in that it shows our tasks in blue, but then it shows any leveling delay, that's that firm bar there, which is my 2 E days, and then any tasks that have been affected. So this is a pre-leveled tasks, so where it was before, and we can see our project then carries on. So it is an option. It's called leveling. We can do it per resource or for the whole project. It won't solve all the problems, as it didn't solve this problem here, where we've over allocated the actual amount of joiners we've got in place. That we saw we could resolve by either employing another joiner or allocating some overtime to that particular task. Leveling has resolved this issue, but all it's really done, and you could have done it manually, is bump along one of the tasks. Having done a level, if you're not happy with it, we simply take it off by going to resource and clear all leveling. Entire project or selected tasks, well, the entire project, okay, and then our over allocation comes back. I'm still looking at the leveling Gantt, so these tasks are all now matched back up, the pre-leveled and the current task, so I could go back to my normal Gantt chart. And then, having gone back to the normal Gantt chart from this little drop down in Gantt chart, notice that this list here is different on the task pane than it is when you're on any of the other panes. So you've got to be careful that you're on the right pane. So view only has a few short ones to choose from. So I'm back at the normal Gantt chart, which gives me my Gantt chart I'm used to on the right hand side, and then the task entry pane on the left. And I'm back to where I started quite a while ago now, deciding on potentially other solutions for my resource over allocation. So we either look at assigning more resources, increasing the availability of current resources, changing resources about, so getting someone else to do a particular task, changing the duration of tasks so they take a little longer, reducing the amount of a resource that is used for particular tasks, adding in overtime perhaps, and then finally here we've looked at using Microsoft Project to level the project so that it reduces all those over allocations, well, the bulk of them, where it can, by moving the tasks about a little, by introducing some kind of leveling delay where it's required.